quickly moving on to the next question. Now, as always, the theme of the Shark podcast, the humanitarian side, the people first fact. Now, the question which I have for you is you have always emphasized people first leadership. How does that philosophy translate inside the BPO ecosystem, especially when you are managing teams across different cultures and time zones?
Yeah, this is maybe the most important question, Shaq, from where I sit. So let me tell you what I think most organizations do, or many do, and that is when it's outsourced, it's just numbers on paper. There's no relationships. And we talked last week about private equity companies coming in, and one of the things I said is, yeah, well, when generally when a private equity company comes in, they have no relationship with the employees. So when it comes time to, oh, we need to cut X percent of input, there's no relationship, there's no touch, they're just numbers on a page. And generally speaking, corporations using BPO assets, their numbers on a page. There's no relationship, right? I mean, your frontline management team, sure, but not at an executive level. And this is, from where I sit, this is a mistake for a lot of reasons. Loyalty is one of them, but um, how do I think it should be different? Well, as I said earlier, I think you have a responsibility to incorporate your corporate culture not just with your domestic assets, but with your BPO assets. And you need to have a relationship with those folks. So one organization that I was a part of, we had BPO agents, and when we would do like all staff meetings, town hall meetings, the BPO agents weren't invited. Like what? How's that? You're letting them talk. They're important enough to talk to your customer, then they damn sure better be important enough to get to spend time with the executive team. That's just absurd, you know. So if you're doing coding behind the scenes or something, and you're in the KPO world, and that's how you want to have it, maybe there's a way to make that work. But if you're going to have somebody that's actually touching your customer in some way, you better have them included in everything that's going on. You better treat them like they're in the office down the hall and not in a cubicle 10,000 miles away. And you need to, that mentality's got to be there. And it's something that is so easily overlooked by so many organizations, and a real shame. So I know when I've talked to hundreds of BPO agents over time. One of the things I hear a lot is, oh, well, I work for 7-Eleven, I worked for Google, I worked for this company, I worked for this company. I'm like, why aren't you still working with one of those companies? What changed? Why didn't you say, well, this was a better opportunity here, or whatever? Well, I think the problem is there's turnover because you aren't building loyalty on either side, right? I'm not creating loyalty from a BPO agent to my organization if I don't give a damn about that person. And, they're not going to express a positive customer experience that's reflective of loyalty on their end for the same reason. They're going to go through the motions of doing the best. But it's a big difference when somebody actually really cares. You can't fake that. They'll go that extra mile. They'll work harder and they'll create a better customer experience if they feel like they're actually a part of your organization. So it's a big mistake that goes on today, and one that is, I don't want to say it's easily avoidable. It's not easy, but it is avoidable, and you just have to decide that that's how you're going to treat people.
Exactly. Another good one, Kevin. To be very honest with you, this is what makes you different from other leaders And I always say this, and I'll say this again. Uh, this is the kind of leader we need today. I mean, say business and profits. I just heard a saying that you take care of your employees and they will take care of your business. I think Tim Cook. Yeah. So yes, I mean, say if you are taking care of your employees like this, just like Kevin has explained, and this is what makes him very different from other people, and this is what I respect about him so much, right from the heart, because he's the kind of leader and who respects the people. For him, the profits, people comes first, then the profits, and that is actually a very win-win situation for both the business and the people. The people will get the kind of respect that they deserve, and also they will do anything. They will go out of the way for the success of the business or the organization. Nicely said. Nicely put, Kevin. To be very honest, thank you so much for that answer. This is this is what makes me very happy whenever I speak to you. You speak on the human aspect.